What Ukraine pulled off in just one night has left the entire world in disbelief. It wasn't just another strike, not just another counter-offensive. It was something that rewrote the rules of modern warfare. The scale, the precision, and the outcome have forced even Ukraine's harshest critics to admit this was a game changer. Imagine going to sleep thinking the front lines were stable, and by the time you wake up, everything has shifted. Cities shaken, defenses obliterated, and a message sent to Moscow that no place is safe. That's exactly what happened. So, what exactly did Ukraine achieve in a single night that stunned the globe? Let's break it down. In the cover of darkness, Ukrainian forces launched a carefully planned high-tech assault. Using a combination of domestically produced drones, Western-supplied missiles, and real-time intelligence, they managed to carry out one of the most coordinated strikes of the entire war. Targets weren't chosen randomly. Every hit was calculated to deliver maximum shock value and maximum damage. The first reports began trickling in from Russian-held territory. Explosions rocked multiple sites almost simultaneously. Air defense systems scrambled, but many of them were taken out before they even had a chance to respond. Oil depots, ammunition stockpiles, radar installations, all erupted in fireballs that lit up the night sky. Videos from locals captured the terrifying brilliance of it all. Streaks of drones flying low, followed by thunderous blasts echoing across entire cities. What really stunned military analysts, though, wasn't just the destruction, it was the timing. Ukraine pulled this off in a single coordinated push, ensuring that Russian commanders had no time to react. By the time Moscow even realized what was happening, the strikes had already done their job. Now, let's talk numbers. In just one night, Ukraine reportedly destroyed or disabled several critical pieces of Russia's military infrastructure. Fuel supplies meant for tanks and fighter jets gone, radar stations designed to protect Russian airspace blinded, command centers directing troops along the front reduced to rubble. This wasn't just symbolic, it directly weakened Russia's ability to wage war in the days and weeks to follow. But here's the kicker, Ukraine didn't stop there. They followed up with cyber operations designed to paralyze communication networks. Entire bases were thrown into confusion as command lines went dark. Soldiers on the ground had no clear instructions, creating chaos just as the strikes rained down. In modern warfare, information is just as important as firepower, and Ukraine proved they could dominate both arenas. The world's reaction was instant. Headlines in Europe and the US called it one of the boldest military maneuvers of the 21st century. Even in countries that have tried to remain neutral, experts couldn't ignore the brilliance of Ukraine's strategy. For months, critics said Kiev was running out of options, that Russia's sheer size would eventually crush them. And yet, in one night, Ukraine reminded everyone that brains can outmatch brawn, that precision can defeat brute force. For Russia, the psychological blow might be even more devastating than the material losses. Kremlin officials scrambled to downplay the incident, but footage of burning facilities told the real story. Russian citizens living near the targeted zones posted videos showing fireballs lighting up the horizon. Panic spread across border regions, with many wondering, if Ukraine can hit us here, where else can they strike? Suddenly, the war no longer felt far away for ordinary Russians. It was right at their doorstep, and let's not forget NATO. While Western governments stopped short of taking credit, it's no secret that Ukraine has been receiving advanced intelligence and weaponry from its allies. This night operation showcased what happens when Ukrainian courage meets Western technology. It was a silent reminder to Moscow that Ukraine isn't fighting alone, and that every attempt to escalate will be met with equally devastating countermeasures. But beyond the politics and military analysis, there's a human element too. For Ukrainians, this operation was a massive morale boost. After months of grinding battles, after endless stories of destruction and loss, here was a night that turned despair into pride. Families woke up not to bad news, but to headlines declaring victory. Social media in Ukraine exploded with messages of hope, with memes celebrating the precision and daring of their armed forces. It wasn't just a strike, it was proof that Ukraine's spirit remains unbroken. Still, the bigger picture is clear. This war is far from over. What Ukraine achieved in one night doesn't end the conflict, but it shifts the balance. It forces Russia to rethink its strategies, to divert resources to defend areas it once thought were safe. It shows the world that Ukraine isn't just holding the line, they're capable of taking the fight deep into enemy territory, and that's why the world is stunned. Because in just a matter of hours, Ukraine reminded us all that wars aren't won only by numbers or weapons. They are won by ingenuity, determination, and the will to fight back, no matter the odds. So, what happens next? That's the question on everyone's mind. Will Russia retaliate with even greater force, or will this push them closer to the negotiation table? Will Ukraine build on this momentum with more daring strikes, or was this a one-off show of power? One thing's for sure, after this night nothing will be the same. Ukraine proved that even underdogs can land a knockout punch, and in doing so, they captured the attention and respect of the entire world. If you want to stay updated on every twist and turn of this historic conflict, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, because the next chapter is already being written and you won't want to miss it.